Okay, and for Issa Choma not to even respect his voters, respect due process, respect the Constitutional Council, to be able to come and defend his case, I think it's logical to conclude that the facts and evidence are not on his side.
Right.
It's a very logical conclusion.
It
It's
is.
not far stretch off to be able to make that jump. And
I mean, before you start calling people's children to come and die for you on the streets, I think courtesy demands that you present the evidence and give them reasons, good reason for dying on your behalf. Because
yeah,
this is what Issa Chiroma wants. He's calling on people to come, go on the street. He's calling on young Cameroonians to protest. He's calling on young Cameroonians to march. Probably would face the forces of law and order if few people get killed on his behalf. These people are dying without even seeing the evidence that tells them that okay, Issa Chiroma won, and because he won, because this is the evidence, now I can go and protest. Not even the courtesy of presenting people with whatever facts or evidence that he has. Nothing like that. Yet he's out here calling people's children to go on the street
I think it's
and
massive
die
disrespect.
on
It's
his behalf.
massive disrespect for his fans to start with, for the electoral process of Cameroon, and just for the electorate in Cameroon in general. It's a big disrespect that people go out to cast your vote and then you sit in your house and declare winner on social media, and then you're not able to come and defend yourself. Okay, you are the one who's supposed to come and contest the Elecam results,
Mhm.
not the other way around. It's not the Elecam that's supposed to come to Marwa or Gara or wherever you stay to be able to say no. This is what we have. That is right. What you have is wrong. You are the one to go. There is a channel to be able to handle all of this
There's a
thing.
channel.
Social media is not a place to be able to litigate all these cases. Okay, and it's sad for the democracy in Cameroon because the people who are pushing this are usually the ones who are saying they are for democracy. They are for all votes of the people to count. But I'm sorry, if you are for democracy and you want all people to count, you have to let the competent authorities do the job.
Yeah.
And wherever there's avenue for you to contest, you should be able to go there and say, this is the evidence that shows that these
Right.
people's votes have not been counted. These people vote. I'm sure if you look at it deeply right now, Issa Chiroma is the one who's not respecting democracy.
Right.
He's the one who's not respecting the will of the people. And a lot of people have hijacked this word to let the Constitutional Council do the right thing. Let the Constitutional Council do the right thing.
Well,
And by that, they usually mean the Constitutional Council should endorse Issa Chiroma's result.
yeah.
That is a hidden message.
That's what they're implying. That's what they're implying.
That's what they're implying.
They're implying for the Constitutional Council to just validate Issa Chiroma's
Issa Chiroma.
victory.
They are not implying that the votes of Cameroonians should be able to count and people should be able to receive the results that they voted for. That's not what they're implying. When people say the Constitutional Council to do the right thing, usually Issa Chiroma supporters, they are implying that the right thing is for them to endorse Issa Chiroma's results. That's the only implication. Okay, it's not because they're saying, "Oh, let the Constitutional Council do the right thing," and by the right thing, you mean we should make sure that no fraud, all fraud is detected and dealt with. Everybody's vote should be able to count. Every
Not just Issa Chiroma supporters vote. Every Cameroonian's vote should count. I get the
yeah,
feeling that they only want Tchiroma, they only want the votes for Tchiroma to count, and every other vote is minimized or could be
right.
kicked to the curb. That is the impression I'm getting. Again, they keep talking about this projection. They keep projecting results. Um, 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 William Fu says, interesting discussion,
Uh,
guys, but I think it's been statistically proven that based on the distribution of registered voters, there are 18 urban districts that carry 80% of the overall outcome. And it's been proven that Tchiroma carried most
okay.
of them. Again, it's been proven by who? Issa Tchiroma, Elecam, the Constitutional Council, who's proving this? I mean, it's easy to say that, yeah, we carried. Now it's time to go justify why you made the statement. Go to the Constitutional Council and justify why you think that you won 80%, that you led in 18 over that you go there and justify. right? Just saying it word of mouth, just saying that you carry the vote, I don't think that's enough. I think you have to go with whatever proof or evidence that you have to demonstrate that yes, we look. Even, why would you even project? Why project when we have the results available? Why project? I think that is that is a very interesting conversation to have. Like, why do you work on projections when you have actually have if you have evidence, come show us.
Well,
You don't have to sit in your house and not present. You know, where
right.
is the evidence? And we keep asking, where is your evidence? And I think that's probably the most important question to answer. Where is your, I'm not denying that Issa Chiroma didn't win. Maybe he won, but convince me, convince the people by showing us how he won. Don't project. Don't say, oh, 18 urban areas, he carried the vote. Where is your fact? Where is your proof? That is a question that I think
Right.
Issa Chiroma and his supporters have been unable to answer.
I think that that's a fair assessment question. And William Fu is a grandfather we all respect very much. We talk sometimes on the forum, but I think it's not far stretch to be able to ask Issa Chiroma to be able to prove that he won the election. First of all, you're not the one who's supposed to announce that you're a winner. There's a process to announce that.
Right.
If you come out and you say that the electoral results are wrong, it's only but normal and a logical question for us to be able to answer. Where is your proof? You should be able to prove to us. I mean, if you respect your voters, if you respect the process, if you respect the Cameroonian people, you're able to tell them that this is a fraud. This is how I won. I won 18 urban areas. These are the numbers. You should be able to argue these things out in front of the competent authority, in front of the people that matter, that will be able to see it with you. But if you decide not to, it is not unfair for us to be able to look at that and say you do not have the evidence that you claim to have. It is not a lot. It's not an illogical conclusion to be able to say this guy is not serious. This is just social media stunt to be able to, um, may I say, push Cameroon to a point where we do not know what the consequences are going to be. So it is but fair that if you are demanding people to go out on the street and march and make sure their votes count, that you show them without reasonable, beyond reasonable doubt, that you have enough evidence to contest the election. And it's a mad disrespect to those kids, a lot of who are considered disposable
Mm-hmm.
by these politicians, both
Yeah.
in the ruling party and
Yeah.
in the opposition. These people are they're just disposable. First of all, they're gonna go, they will be caught. A lot of them don't even have IDs to start with. I saw
Mm-hmm.
pictures of those in Mara. Many of them did not have IDs, not to talk of voters' ID. Many of them did not even vote. Okay, so these young people who are probably jobless and have nothing to do are considered disposable to these politicians, both in the ruling party and in the opposition. So if they catch you and if you're shot by the law enforcement officers, they don't really care. That's one life lost. Your family is going to cry and they'll bury you. That's it. You are considered disposable to these people. They don't really care
people
whether you're caught.
people going on the streets, I don't think that's evidence. That how is that evidence?
Okay,
I
right.
mean, the evidence is the people moving onto the streets. I don't know. I don't know that that is evidence. How is that evidence?
Right.
I can't say.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's evident enough. I mean, anger is an emotion.
Hmm.
Frustration is an emotion that you
Yeah.
express, and sometimes you can be really angry and break things. But
Hmm.
that doesn't facts don't really care about people's
Emotion.
emotions,
Right.
and it's very important for responsible politicians, both on the ruling party side and the opposition,
Yeah.
to be able to present their voters and
Hmm.
supporters with the facts so that
Hmm.
you should know why you're going to the street.
Hmm.
You should know that my candidate won. These are the numbers. These are he has gone and presented his case. This is a pushback. The pushback did not meet the expectation. So my
Right.
candidate won. But if
Hmm.
you sit in Mara or wherever you are and you say you won and you expect people to go out and die on your behalf, people whose families are going to bear the consequence. Who a lot of don't even have the ID card, talk less of the voters' ID card, who did not even participate in the election. I'm sure you're gambling with the lives of Cameroonians that you think are really disposable and you don't care what happens to them. Like the people who were caught in Cham. Is anybody talking about them? There were about 45 people, and maybe like 8 of them had voters ID. Is anybody talking about those people? Do you know the amount of years those people are going to spend behind bars for not only protesting the election, but going into the private residence of the rector for burning the courthouse? Do you know how many years those people are going? Do you even think of those people? Do you think Isachoma wakes up and even think of those people?
No, but Ghana, he thought of those people 8 years ago. And let's listen to what he said about people like that. 8 years ago, this is
Right.
this is what he said.
Quand vous parlez de répression, quand vous parlez
Non, je sais que vous
d'incarcération,
n'êtes pas d'accord par rapport à ça. C'est pourquoi je passe à autre chose.
je ne suis pas d'accord parce que lorsqu'on prend quelqu'un en flagrant délit,
Oui.
tels que ceux-là ont été pris en flagrant délit de violation des lois,
On peut réprimer, c'est cela.
on les arrête.
Oh non,
Et
peut
puis on les
réprimer.
traduit, on les arrête.
Donc
et on
c'est
les
le mot
traduit.
réprimer que vous ne voulez pas.
Non,
Bon, je
c'est
vous
pas
le
la
concède.
répression.
Maintenant,
Devient un instrument d'incivisme où on invite les gens à la casse, aux opérations ville morte. L'Internet devient donc un instrument d'insurrection, de déstabilisation d'une partie de notre nation.
l'Internet a
Et
toujours
quel que
fonctionné
soit
partout, dans tous les pays, justement. Et ça n'a pas été un instrument de...
le Cameroun n'y innove pas. Vous savez très bien qu'il y a beaucoup de pays de par le monde où chaque fois qu'il y avait des problèmes de cette
quelques
nature...
pays seulement. Quelques pays seulement.
Oui, mais
Pas
alors,
beaucoup,
oui,
pas
mais
beaucoup.
alors, il y a beaucoup de pays. Je
Oui,
suis
mais est-ce que
désolé.
vous avez mesuré l'impact?
Nous n'avons pas listé.
Oui. Est-ce que vous avez mesuré l'impact quand même de cette coupure d'Internet sur l'économie du pays?
S'il faut mettre sur la balance
Oui.
entre l'intégrité territoriale physique de notre pays, la paix, la stabilité et l'économie, le gouvernement choisit bien sûr la paix, l'intégrité territoriale de notre nation. Oui.
So you hear what he said. If you're caught flagrant délit, you're caught in the act of destroying state property or destroying private property, you're going to be arrested, and due process is going to happen, right? This is what Tchiroma said a couple of years back. I'm not sure if he was making reference to the protest during Tchiroma, or if he was saying that during the Anglophone crisis. But again,
it's probably the Anglophone crisis. Yeah.
But again, it's the same. The consequences remains the same. You destroy public property. You destroy private property. You go on the streets and march without the relevant approvals. You are going to be arrested, and due process is going to happen. This is what Tchiroma said a couple of years back. So let's not forget those who are going down the streets to go march or to go protest on behalf of Tchiroma. Please note what he said. And the government hasn't changed. The policies have not changed. The laws
it's the same laws.
So if you are caught in the act of destroying property, or you're protesting without the proper approvals, know that you are going to face the music, and you're going to face the music on your own. On your own.
When all this is settled and done, okay, you're going to see Tchiroma hanging with all those ministers.
Yeah.
Yaoundé. They're going to share a cup of coffee, or a cup of wine, or a cup of, and like, oh, let's forget bygones, let's forget. You know what is going to happen to you who's caught in jail? You're going to rot in that jail, and nobody's going to give an F of what your name is, what you were doing, or whatever. They won't care, because these politicians think of these kind of people as disposable. People who can go out and left and loot and steal and in the name of results when they are not even sure of the proof. Okay, mind you, people were protesting 24 hours in such a number that 24 to 48 hours after election, when they're still counting in some places, in some divisions.
Yeah.